Good. Live. Makes me feel lively being live. I was getting so old. Anyway, happy Friday to everybody. Today, this day's topic is, well, surprise, surprise, called My Spiritual Calling. Well, I actually did a video on Wednesday on the same topic, and I thought, well, I'll do a stream and talk about the same thing again, but try to go into a little bit better detail. At least try to. Now, you know how when they say that that you know what your spiritual calling is, okay? Well, for a lot of people that are into spiritual stuff or the paranormal or whatever, and they learn about a certain task that they have a gut feeling that that is what they're meant to do, that they've got a really strong desire to try something. Okay, it's kind of like down here on the airplane when you've got a very good gut feeling about a job or a job interview. Okay, and you think, well, I feel good about the company, I feel good about the position, I've got the experience, blah blah blah, and then you go for the interview. You say you've got a good, strong feeling about it. They like you, you like them, and then next thing you know, well, the rest is history. You got a new job, whatever, all because you listen to your gut feeling. Okay, well, it's basically the same thing when it comes to working with spirit, and usually whenever a person has that strong inner gut feeling that if you're interested in a certain field or a certain task, and you think, oh, I have a good feeling about trying something different, and that, like, it doesn't matter if you are have an interest in Reiki, if you have an interest in doing online readings or being part of a team. Okay, it's all working with spirit. It's just a different task. Okay, although some of these tasks or some of these callings are more in depth. Okay, and just for example, you've got a strong gut feeling about I don't know, you want to help others. Okay, but like you love the interaction with others, you love working with spirit, but you're not quite sure exactly, you haven't been introduced to all of your talents yet, or you haven't had the full training yet, so you're kind of on the fence. Should I be a reader? Should I be a healer? What should I be? Because I've got a strong feeling. I love working with people. I love helping people, and that, I feel this huge amount of energy that I want to let out and, help people with, but I need direction. Okay, well, there's usually two sources that I found that actually helps a lot. Okay, first of all, okay, is get direction from your spirit guide. Okay, he or she is the one that basically informs you of the stuff that you're not sure about. Like they know you more than you know you. If that makes any sense. And by asking your guide, say, okay, I'm not sure if I should be a reader, if I should be a healer, or what I should be, but I have that feeling that I want to do something great. And well, chances are you're going to be told to get a full reading from a psychic medium. And what they will do, basically, is they will introduce to you, okay, from the heavenly realms and from their own guides, and Then introduce to you the stuff that you were not sure of. Okay, and if, for example, you wanted to work with spirit, but you're not sure if you want to be a reader or healer, and that. Well, the psychic medium will say, okay, well, you've got a huge amount of energy coming off of you, and that you could actually do a little bit of both. Okay, you can be a reader, and if not, a healer. Or if you just want to do this one, is okay, which way does my spiritual agenda take me? Okay, because of what you do here on your plane when working with spirit, okay, this is in your spiritual agenda. Okay, it's on your spiritual agenda as to what role you take on. Okay, and that psychic medium, when he does a reading for you, and that he or she will actually say, okay, well, your true calling is to be a healer. Okay, so basically, what they'll do is they'll refer you to a to a Reiki master. Okay, and you'll go for the in-depth training that's required, in order to be a Reiki practitioner. Okay, or an energy healer, same thing. That, or he might say, okay, well, your true calling is to be a reader. Okay, and whether it's with cards or crystal ball, whatever the tool is, and that your true calling is to be a psychic reader. To get readings. Okay, that's your true calling. That's what's on your spiritual agenda. Okay, is to be a psychic reader. And that, and because I know Derek Green, Nick is still medium, Tasha, Mellor, all three of them are card readers. And that, but Derek also uses other tools as well for do readings and that. But those are very good examples in that. And if you're not sure which path to go down, if you're kind of unknown about that, I strongly recommend you to get a reading from either Derek Green or Nikki Stone Medium, okay? Because they will give you a bigger picture of what your true calling is, okay? Now there are other talents too, other avenues that you can explore as well. If you feel that being a healer or a reader is not your calling, that's fine. I'm same as me. And that I do many readings, but I'm not a healer. And that at least I haven't been told that. But there are other paths, other callings as well. Okay, like for instance, let's say if you don't like working by yourself, if you prefer to work with a team, okay, that's another calling. Okay, is to either be, especially if you're a medium, if you're a sensitive, you're an empath, psychic, whatever. Okay, you can still do your spiritual work, but do your scientific work at the same time. Okay, if that's the case, then you can start out by doing what's called as a paranormal investigator. Okay, that way you get to use your spiritual side and your scientific side. You'll learn more about the cameras, voice recorders, video cameras, digital cameras, EMF meters, Oculus, all these other tools, and that you'll get to learn how to use them, how to use them properly, and that know what to look for, know what not to look for. You'll also learn how to debunk stuff, to make sure that like when it comes to, especially when it comes to spirit photography, and that people love to debunk that kind of stuff. Especially when it comes to lights, they love to debunk that kind of stuff because environmental stuff can very easily mimic stuff from spirit, and so you learn, how to do the scientific part of the investigation as well as the spiritual. So that way, if you get something say on a voice recorder, and if you hear something clairaudiently, okay, they'll say, okay, what I heard was a grumpy old man. If you've got a grumpy old man on voice recorder later, that proves of what you heard. You have scientific proof on your voice recorder. You got to make sure that no one else made that noise, and who knows, and that. But once you've been as a paranormal investigator for a certain length of time, and you love doing research, especially researching the building, researching the land, okay, to me that's almost like one step further, and that if your calling is to be a paranormal researcher, okay, not only are you using the spiritual side, scientific side, but you're also doing the research part, which I guess is part of the scientific. And that way you have more information to back up what you get. And so that's another calling to see, to be a paranormal investigator, to be a paranormal researcher, and that's a spiritual calling. Okay, because especially for those who are sensitives, and that you get to hear stuff directly from spirit. At the same time, you actually get it recorded on your equipment. And so to me, that's pretty exciting. Now, I've actually come across some people that were absolute die-hard skeptics. Okay, they didn't admit. They didn't admit that what they're doing is their spiritual calling. They're doing it just because they're interested in the unknown, which is fine. But it could be part of their spiritual agenda for them to be introduced to spirit. Not to work with spirit, but to be introduced to it. And I know a few different investigators that they're so die-hard skeptics that they didn't even believe in spirit. Okay, they prefer just to poke around a location, getting evidence on equipment, and that's basically like they're good listeners when it comes to voice recorders, stuff like that. They love working with equipment. When it comes to spirit, unless I see it, I won't believe it. And I know a lot of especially some investigators that are part of very famous groups. Okay, I know one guy. I'm not mentioning any names. I know one guy. He was a die-hard skeptic. He didn't even believe in ghosts at all, but he loved the field because he loved learning more about the unknown. Okay, so he goes, "Oh, come on, say something, do something." At times I thought he was being a little bit disrespectful towards spirit people, but he was trying to gather evidence. But one episode that I saw, that he actually saw his first apparition, his first ghost, and it scared the crap out of him. He was actually denying. He thought that something was wrong with his eyes. And actually, no, that didn't happen once. It happened a couple of times. That it wasn't even that he didn't even think it was his spiritual calling to do the show or do the investigation. He did because he enjoyed working with the unknown or the unexplained. That he saw two apparitions on two different episodes. One time it scared the crap out of him. Another time it got him kind of angry, and he actually, after the apparition, he goes, "I swear to God, I saw a man walking down a hallway. I went after him, and that whoever it was disappeared." They asked him afterwards, "Well, now do you believe in ghosts?" He goes, "Well, I do believe there's something out there." He said, "I'm not saying it's a ghost or a spirit or whatever, but I do believe there's something out there that I can't explain." And I think deep down he was really on the fence as to whether or not he was a believer or non-believer. But it definitely changed his mindset. And I thought, okay, it was on his spiritual agenda for him to be introduced to his first apparition. Okay, so, and then, like I said, whether you work for yourself or you work with a group, doesn't matter. And that the spiritual agenda basically is that you want to work with spirit. It's just the question is what field, what area, what talents you have, and that and once you figured out, okay, I've got this desire to help other people, okay, well, there's more information, that you've got to get out, that you've got to be introduced to, both from your guide as well as from people down here that will train you, whether you're, and even when it comes to do readings, and that start off slowly, like I have, and that way, and that, like there are other mediums that are far better than I am, and you know, and I can humbly admit that I know some mediums that they are way better than I'll ever be, and that, but that's their calling. This is my calling, and I'm still learning. They're still learning, and I love it. Hey, Tinker, another gifted person, and that, and that. So when it comes to the thing about energy healing or being a Reiki practitioner, okay, you introduce yourself to it, say, oh, okay, I got this desire to help people, okay, that's the first step. Speaking to the Reiki master, that's the next step. Then to train you how to properly do the procedure properly, that's the next step. Okay, and over time, you're taught how to do the treatment, properly. That way, the energy transfer from yourself to the person that needs treatment, okay, goes smoothly, as well as protecting yourself properly, protecting yourself and keeping yourself healthy. That's part of the training, okay, and then you have, even if you don't like working by yourself, you want to work with a team. That's fantastic too. I do, and I help out SWYPT Enlighten and a couple of amazing teams, and I tried to do my spiritual work there, but yes, I also like to do debunking, and because there's a lot of people out there, a lot of diehard skeptics that would say, "Oh, that's not normal, that's dust." I think that's fine, but if it's closer examination, that it doesn't have the characteristics of dust, okay, it might be energy, either way. So, like I said, people that are wanting to work with the spirit, this is a question of where do you believe your talents are? Working, working by yourself, especially with this pandemic, you have to work virtually, and then work by yourself to help someone else out. Or once these lockdowns is over, you go back out into the field again to do an investigation, and that maybe that's your calling. Okay, best thing to do is, my suggestion for people that are brand new, they're not quite sure what to do. Okay, is first of all, and that through meditation. Okay, because this is a very serious conversation you have to have with your guide. Okay, and through meditation, okay, is to ask your spirit guide, okay, I got a desire to serve spirit, where do I go? Do I want to be an individual servant, or am I a servant within a group? And usually your guide will tell you, okay, you need to get a full reading done. That way, more information can be brought out, and you get a better idea, a bigger picture of what your true calling is. And the two people that would be able to do that for you, and that is Derek Green and my spiritual brother, Nikki Soul Medium. Okay, those two guys, and that will give you a bigger picture, what to look forward to, what training you need, all that kind of stuff, and once you get a better idea of what your true calling is, and that there's a joy with that you can't even really probably describe here in the physical. it's absolutely amazing. And that, but I better warn you that once you start introducing yourself into your spiritual work, and that there's a lot of learning, a lot of training. I know because I've been doing this for years and I'm still learning, and that, but I love what I learned, and that, and please stay open-minded to anything, and that, because there might be some stuff that might contradict your belief system. If that's the case, hey, don't worry about it. You're strong within your own faith, and you won't be waived. Okay, because I know that there are multiple faiths when it comes to the paranormal, which is fine. Like I have my own faith, they have their own faith. That's great. Everybody's happy. So anyway, my next stream is going to be next Monday, and I'll see about posting this in the groups. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to do this or not, but I was actually thinking of starting yet another group called My Spiritual Calling. Okay, I was thinking of starting a group under that title, My Spiritual Calling. Okay, I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or not. If I do, I might open it today, but I'm not sure right now because I've got so many groups right now. It's hard to keep track, but I might, So anyway, people, this is Friday. I hope you stay safe. Have an amazing weekend, and now I don't know if Derek is going out tonight, but I hope he does have that video thing again tomorrow night. That was a lot of fun. So, and by the way, if Derek does that video thing tomorrow night like he did last Saturday, I strongly recommend you to participate. And for people that are very shy when it comes to doing video calls, hey, I was shy too. And that does not make me shy about it. You could just say, "Hi, how are you? How's the weather?" And nothing wrong with that. So anyway, think about it. So anyway, gotta go. So God bless, and for people that are new to the channel or new to me doing these streams, please like, share, and subscribe, and I try to do 1 or 2 streams a week. I try to, because I do 2 streams with SWYPT, and so I try to squeeze them all in. So anyway, thanks so much. Love and light. I love you all. Okay. Boom.